DBS News. Fresh in the morning, eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
Good morning. In the headlines, governments to introduce a policy to stop the sale of farmlands. Cuba warns U.S. pressure could trigger migration surge. Canada proposes sweeping immigration and security bill. And Dominica will play the BVI at 3 this afternoon at Windsor Park in World Cup qualifier. The details in a moment.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
We thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Ivona John Baptist Luque with the DBS Morning News. Government will introduce a policy to stop the sale of farmlands. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit made the announcement during a pre-budget consultation for farmers and agro-processors at the State House Conference Center on Tuesday.
The other challenge we have is that in many of the communities where we have built and improved farm roads, people have sold the land to foreign nationals, and people are now building homes in these areas that were prime farmlands, and now we're going higher up in the mountains now to farm because we've sold the farmlands, and this is why I believe the government has to adopt a policy, and we've said so. We have not finalized it, that we're not going to sell farmlands anymore. We're going to enter into a long-term lease with farmers, because a lot of the lands that we have sold at $1 or $100 for an acre, $5,000 for an acre, they've all been sold, subdivided and sold. People wait for the 10-year encumbrance to pass, and then if the people don't go through the alien and holding license, they go to a lawyer from the company. The lawyer put his secretary as the director of the company, so that foreign national doesn't have to apply for an alien holding license. And then we find that a lot of the lands that we've sold, they're out. So I think we have to protect ourselves, protect our farmland, and protect our more arable farmland, or the best farmland, the most accessible farmland. Because we are a mountainous country. It's a huge country, but most of it is very difficult to access. In one village, for example, there's a foreign national who wanted to buy 121 acres. It came to cabinet, we blocked it. What they did was that they go to the lawyer from a company, and they end up selling the land as if it's a local Dominican buying it. So they've circumvented the law, and they have an arrangement with the foreign national and so on. So and that is good agricultural land that we believe should have remained with Dominicans as far as possible.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett. Meantime, Dominican farmers have come in for commendation for the consistency in producing food for Dominica and the region.
I want to commend all the farmers. I mean, you guys are doing a fantastic job in Dominica. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I mean, the quality of your products, I see the quality of sweet potatoes that you have, the quality of the plantains, the bananas. Yes, we have little challenges here and there, but we have to speak about the positive. And you guys brave in the hot sun, you brave in the rain, you brave in the condition of the roads in some parts. And when you drive around Dominica and you go to the markets and you go to the farms, I mean, you have high quality stuff. Sometimes we speak about the negatives and what's not happened, what's also happened. But I think the only way you can get encouragement is by pointing out the positives that are happening. And we build on that while we address the shortcomings that we have. But you must not beat yourself and think that you're not doing well. You're doing a fantastic job in feeding the nation and feeding the region. And I think that we have an advantage, but the only way we're going to keep our advantage is to maintain the high quality, maintain the diligence, and let us learn new techniques, avail ourselves to new techniques and new farm practices, and so forth. And I want to commend the minister and the entire staff. I want to say to the staff of the Ministry of Agriculture, I know from time to time you criticize, but from where I sit, I give you high commendation in the last couple of years. And I don't give marks for free. So when I big you up, I big you up. You understand? And privately, I'll chastise you where you have to, but I think we're doing very well. And the fisheries division, you know, with all of you doing there, I mean, I mean, there's a lot more to be done because unless we are dead, we will not have things to deal with. You understand? But we must not beat ourselves. I mean, you guys are doing a fantastic job there.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett. In more news this morning, the Ministry of Education has reacted to the recent deaths of 2 secondary school students. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Robert Geist, says the ministry has implemented measures to support the students from the 2 schools affected by the tragedies.
The Ministry of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training, and National Excellence extends its deepest condolences to the families, friends, and school communities affected by the tragic passing of 2 young students, Jediah Charles, a second-form student of the Dominica Grammar School, and Kai Brumant, a 4th-form student of the St. Mary's Academy. The Ministry of Education shares in the grief of the families, classmates, and educators impacted by these tragedies. We extend our deepest condolences to the bereaved families during this time, and we keep you in our thoughts and prayers. The ministry has deployed psychosocial support teams to provide counseling service to students, teachers, and staff at both schools. This support will remain available as long as necessary to help the school community cope with this profound loss. As we reflect on these young lives gone too soon, we reaffirm our commitment to the well-being of all students and staff across Dominica's educational institutions.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Robert Geist. Dominica has been nominated for the annual Condé Nast Traveler Reader's Choice Awards 2025. The award features a globally recognized, reader-driven survey that invites travelers to vote for the best resorts, hotels, destinations, and more around the world. Dominica is listed in both the countries and islands categories, highlighting the island's emerging reputation as a top travel destination.
Dominica has once again been nominated for the prestigious Condé Nast Traveler Reader's Choice Awards 2025, recognized in both the countries and islands categories. This nomination highlights our island's growing status as a world-class travel destination. Voting is now open until June 30th, and every vote plays a crucial role in elevating Dominica on the global stage. To cast your vote, visit the Discover Dominica Facebook page for the official voting link and help us put Dominica on the spotlight where it belongs.
Communications and Public Relations Specialist at the Discover Dominica Authority, Monel Alexis. Leader of the United Workers' Party, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, has outlined a roadmap which he said will transform Dominica. Dr. Fontaine told the press conference of the United Workers' Party on Tuesday that economic empowerment through fair wages and salaries would be at the center of the UWP plan.
We will ensure better pay for our working class by initiating an increase in the minimum wage to $12 an hour from its current levels. Public servants will realize significant increases in their salaries to keep up with inflation. And as we transform the NEP program into a skills building and training program, their wages will also grow to reflect that reality. These actions will ensure that every Dominican can live and provide sufficiently for their families. Number 2, tax reform for wealth creation. We will overhaul the tax system, revise VAT rates downwards, remove the suffocating import duties, and provide duty-free incentives to build homes and businesses. And overall, we will reduce the tax burden on our people. Right. These actions will stimulate entrepreneurship and business growth, revive the private sector, rebuild the middle class, and promote economic growth.
United Workers' Party leader Dr. Thompson Fontaine, he says healthcare and education will be revamped in a UWP government.
We will rebuild the healthcare and education systems, ensuring that they are accessible, efficient, and responsive. Well-equipped and supplied medical centers will make use of our trained doctors both at home and abroad. This will be complemented by a national health insurance program. Our education system will be modernized. Our students trained in math, languages, science, and social disciplines. We will equip our people with the tools to compete globally, ensuring that no one is left behind. Number 4, our Kalinago people, tourism, and environmental protection. We will safeguard and promote the uniqueness of our Kalinago people while developing an ecotourism product that is unequaled around the globe. Our culture and unique music, including our bouillon, will be encouraged and promoted globally, thus creating unlimited opportunities for our youth in particular.
Leader of the United Workers' Party, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, meantime, former parliamentary representative for Salisbury, Hector John, is the new deputy leader of the UWP. He replaces Senator Delbert Paris, who resigned recently. Glenroy Soso Cuffy is the new public relations officer. Dominica is pushing to reduce the importation of pork and poultry by 30% in the next 5 years. Minister for Agriculture Roland Royer says the investments in livestock agriculture have propelled the sector.
In livestock infrastructure, I think what we do in Dominica is unprecedented. There's no island in the region that is building pens and fencing people paddocks for them as we speak. I go to all the meetings, I listen to all the ministers' report. So that's just something that you'll not find anywhere else in the region. But having said that, more can be done. Spending $7.9 million just fencing and doing building materials for farmers, I think that is a huge, huge investment we are doing in the sector because we see the potential in livestock sector. Our aim is to reduce the importation of pork and poultry by 30% by the year 2030. Now we're importing around 25 million worth of pork and poultry every year. Imagine we can reduce it by half. That money is going to stay here. So that's the vision behind our investment in assisting farmers in building resilient pens.
Minister for Agriculture Roland Royer. Cuba warned Tuesday that U.S. pressure could lead to a new surge in migration as Washington imposed fresh sanctions to curb the island's key moneymaker of supplying doctors abroad. President Donald Trump has ramped up pressure since returning to the White House in January, including swiftly reversing an agreement by predecessor Joe Biden that removed Cuba from a list of state sponsors of terrorism. The Deputy General Director of the Cuban Foreign Ministry's U.S. Division, Joanna Tablada, said on a visit to Washington that Trump's policies were deliberately directed to provoke starvation and to destabilize Cuba. Cuba has lost around 1 million inhabitants, or around a tenth of its population, since 2012, according to census data. Nearly 700,000 Cubans entered the United States legally or illegally between January 22 and August 2024. Trump has made mass deportations of migrants a key priority, but Tablada said the Trump administration has suspended once routine migration talks with Cuba. She said that Cuba nonetheless has accepted a plane of citizens deported from the U.S. each month, continuing an arrangement with the Biden administration. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced Tuesday that the U.S. would restrict visas from several Central American government officials who were not named for cooperating with Cuba to bring in doctors. The Canadian government has proposed a bill to restrict some asylum claims and give authorities more power to halt the processing of migration that should be immigration applications. Canada's Immigration Minister Lena Diab said the Strong Borders Act is meant to curb organized crime and the flow of illegal drugs and weapons while boosting the integrity of the country's immigration system. It includes provisions that would give police more power to monitor Canada's shared border with the U.S. It could also bar those who have been in Canada for more than a year from filing a claim for asylum. But critics said the bill, which seeks to expand authorities' ability to open and inspect mail, would breach civilian liberties. The proposed legislation comes amid increasing pressure on Canada, which has historically been open to newcomers, to restrict immigration as the country deals with strained public services and the housing crisis. Prime Minister Mark Carney, who won April's federal election, has promised to address Canada's unsustainable immigration levels. That's news. Sports comes up shortly. Stay tuned.
Are you tired of having the same boring breakfast every morning? Well, Monflake Oats is the healthy and perfect solution just for you. Make your breakfast exciting by adding Monflakes to your pancakes, parfait, or even milkshake. Monflake can be found in different sizes and available in granola, such as Caribbean or Hawaiian. Stop worrying about what to prepare for your breakfast, dessert, snack, or even dinner. Monflake is the best addition to your meal. Grab yourself a bag today.
Locally distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and available island-wide.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts. bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Welcome to the morning sports report. We bowl off with cricket news. West Indies women's player Stephanie Taylor says the England tour has been challenging so far. Her comments come ahead of the second one-day international match today. England took a 1-0 lead in their ODI series against the West Indies after securing a comfortable win on Friday. The West Indies women went down by 108 runs.
Yeah, it's a bit challenging. Obviously the conditions is not what we're used to. But I think, some of our batters been, doing really well. I mean, Haley leading from the front. And even with, having some young players, I thought the young players are doing, fairly decent. I thought Chazara had a really good go in the first T20 game. And, everything for her is, pretty much experience. And even for Liliana, getting used to playing against, top teams. And just being out there with us and gaining that experience and that exposure really that would propel them further on in the future. Yeah, like her influence, leading from the front, as I said, has been tremendous. She had a really good T20 series and started off the ODIs really well. Hopefully she get 100 in in one of these games, and hopefully we get a win too. But I believe that we've been playing on really good wickets. Seeing the way how Haley handle batting at the top there, batting even deep for us too. It's been good.
And that was West Indies women's player Stephanie Taylor. Head coach of the men's senior national football team, Ellington Sabin, is hoping his side can play an exciting brand of football as they take on the British Virgin Islands as the FIFA World Cup qualifiers continue today. Both teams are at the bottom of the group, but Sabin says he's looking to end the qualifiers on a strong note. Dominica will play the BVI at 3 o'clock at the Winter Park Stadium.
As always, when we go to represent the country, we put our best foot forward and we aim to represent the country to the best of our ability, especially since the game is at home. Tomorrow has a special significance since it's our long-standing captain's last game, and we want to come and bring a victory for him while also allowing him to keep a clean sheet. So tomorrow is about going and having fun because, like the previous coach rightfully said, we cannot qualify for the World Cup qualifiers anymore. It's just about going and see the amount of points we can pull from the next two games. Leading up to the Barbados game, we did a lot of defensive work, but we didn't focus too much on the attack. And post those games, we did a lot of attacking work to ensure that we can finish clinically. Because, while we managed to maintain 2 clean sheets, but we didn't score any goals. And that was kind of disappointing for us. So we're aiming to go tomorrow and score some goals. In our past encounters, we never lost to BVI. At the same time, we're not going to take it for granted. We're going to play the game for what it is. Like I said, we go in for 3 points every time we step on the field. We aim to bring home 3 points. It doesn't always happen, but that is the aim for tomorrow. The team is always confident, whether it be in the youth or in the seniority of the team, we are always confident stepping out there. And we are even more confident in front of our home fans. So we hope that the home fans will come out, or not hoping, the home fans will come out and support us tomorrow and be that 12th man and push us on over the line.
Head coach of the men's senior national football team, Ellington Sabin, the match will be the last match on home soil for national captain Glenson Prince. Prince is retiring at the end of the qualifiers. He says the time is right to hang up the gloves.
The team is ready for the game. It's a very good opportunity for BBI. It's the opportunity for win the 3 points in the history of BBI, and we are ready for the game, for enjoy the game, and that is the most important. The most important in the team in this moment is the mentality and compete 200% 90 minutes, 95 minutes, and this is the whole area for this moment in the games. My plan is win the game. Is normal, but the Dominica football is, I think, is same to Caribbean football. It's fast, strong players, and we plantain the same. I tell you, is the mentality. Compete is the most important, and in football is 11 versus 11, and score the goals. If we score, we win. If I score Dominica, we lose. That is the football. But my plan is for me and for my team now in this moment.
That was the head coach of the British Virgin Islands, David Perez. Let's hear now from the national captain, Glenson Prince, who is retiring at the end of the qualifiers. He says the time is right to hang up the gloves.
The time is now. The time is now. And one of the reasons I believe, one of the reasons why I'm retiring now is because I still believe I have a lot to contribute to the team. But I never wanted to be in a situation where I feel like I am holding back anybody. Right now, we have really competent goalkeepers coming up. I believe that Dominica is in good hands. You know, with these keepers, with Jerome, with Dante, etc. These are amazing goalkeepers. Of course, they have a lot to learn, but I just remember me being so young, starting making my debut at 18, and being so young and inexperienced, but then getting the experience over the years through playing. And the longer I am here, the longer that they're going to stay on the bench, pretty much. And so it will be important for them to get that experience playing. I know how important that is. And so I looked at everything, and not just myself. Of course, I firmly believe that I could still go on until I'm probably 45. I mean, I'll be 38. I'll be 38 next year. It was important for me to look at it from that angle. And of course, they have been extremely supportive of them. I really want them to do well. They're good players and good human beings first and foremost. So the time is now. The time is now. I'm happy that I was able to do what I did for Dominica.
National captain Glenson Prince. England completed a clean sweep series victory against the West Indies after picking up a 7-wicket win in the third and final one-day international on Tuesday. Needing 252 for victory, England made 246 for 3 in 29.4 overs, winning with 62 balls remaining via the Duckworth-Lewis method. Jamie Smith got 64, Ben Duckett 58, and Joe Root 44. Alzari Joseph, Gudakesh Moti, and Ruston Chase took 1 wicket each. Earlier, batting first, West Indies posted 251 for 9 in a match that was reduced to 40 overs due to rain. Shirthain Rutherford made 70, Gudakesh Moti added 63, and Alzari Joseph 41. Jamie Smith was named player of the match, while Joe Root was named the player of the series. Shea Hope is the West Indies captain.
There's always positives that you can take from any series or even a match. But it's great to see Casey Carty's form continuing. He's shown great progress over the last couple of months. Alzari with this enforcing role there in the middle, taking some crucial wickets for us in the last game to keep us in the game. But yeah, there's always areas that you can improve on, but certainly we try to stress on the positive as well.
On today's match, Shirthain Rutherford comes back in and produces some class and some for today. A word on him?
yeah, he's a quality player. He looks like he's playing a video game sometimes, but I just love to see the way he goes about his prep and obviously the way he goes about his innings whenever he bats. It's great to see him continue his form. He's been scoring runs for fun for the last couple of months, maybe a year and a half. So it's great to see him going well, and hopefully he can continue for West Indies.
Your attention now turns to World Cup qualification, getting to that top 8. Is it a matter of working at the gap between the difference between you and the next group, or sticking to the process of developing players?
It's a mixture. You have to try to deepen the pool as best as you can. But having said that, we've got to bank on our experienced players to perform. We've got to look at that top 8 as you're talking about. But yeah, it's a mixture. You can't necessarily focus on one thing too much, but we need to win a lot more games to make sure we have the automatic qualification.
And that was England captain Harry Brook, or West Indies captain rather, Shea Hope. Let's hear now from England captain Harry Brook, who commended the efforts of his players.
Yeah, the way we started off at Edgbaston was amazing. To get 400 on the board and then to bowl them out convincingly was a really nice start. And then that win there today was awesome as well. We've been talking about being dominant, going 2-0 up in the series and then trying to finish out the series with 3-0. And yeah, we did that today and it was awesome to see.
How satisfying is it watching new players, young players coming in new roles and fulfilling the expectation that you've set?
Yeah, awesome as well. Jaxie's been mega down the order, especially at Edgbaston, that 30 or 40 runs he got. Beth as well, match-winning performance at Edgbaston. Then Smudge tonight, he was just, he took the game away from him in the power play, which is what we like to see.
And a question you will get continued to ask over the course of your captaincy, the balance of the side. You're still happy with what you've got on the park with 3 seamers and the rest fulfilling spin?
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be opportunities for Beth and Jackson to bowl a good amount of overs in there as well, so I think that their bowling's only going to go upwards. And I just like the depth with the batting, like we saw in the last game at Cardiff, to chase down that score when we lost 2 early wickets. I think was key, having the extra batter in there.
England captain Harry Brook. The Northeast Comprehensive School are the new champions of the Under-15 Sports Division Secondary Schools cricket final. Northeast Comprehensive School came up against the Castlebrook Secondary School on Tuesday at the Benjamins Park in Portsmouth. Castlebrook Secondary won the toss and elected to bowl in 23.4 overs. The Northeast Comprehensive School, they were at 125 for 9. Kellen Christmas got 62 and Nian Davis 32. Drente Ogis took 3 for 18, Tyreek Laura 3 for 46, and Vince Daru 2 for 21. Castlebrook Secondary School needed 126 runs to win. Castlebrook Secondary School was 119 for 10 in 28.4 overs. Dylan John got 33 and Dujon Benjamin 19. Kalen Christmas had 4 for 37 and Nian Davis 3 for 49. Northeast Comprehensive School won by 6 runs. Player of the final award went to Kellen Christmas of the Northeast Comprehensive School. President of the Dominica Cycling Association, Ronald Charles, says there are numerous health benefits which comes from bicycle riding. His remarks came as Dominica joined in the observance of World Bicycle Day on Tuesday.
The 3rd of June every year is World Bicycle Day. It's a pleasure for me as president of the Dominica Cycling Association to wish all bicycle lovers a happy Bicycle Day. Let me also say that the United Nations established the World Bicycle Day in 2018. The question remains, why should we use the bicycle? First of all, let me just say it is important to note that it is cheaper than driving. It reduces carbon footprints. It keeps us close to nature, or one would say glued to nature. It saves time on daily commuting, especially when you go into work. It helps you to stay fit and healthy. You have to make sure, for example, that your bike is roadworthy. What do I mean by that? You need to check your brakes, you need to check your lights, you need to check your tires, and to ensure that the chain, you need to ensure that those things are functioning correctly. The other important thing that you must understand is that it is always best to ensure that you are wearing a helmet. You have to wear a helmet. Another thing that is important to note, sometimes you see people, like when they're on a vehicle, They're riding a bike and sometimes they have their phones in their hands and so forth. This is absolutely dangerous, and it is something that should not be allowed. You should always ride your bike with due care and attention.
President of the Dominica Cycling Association, Ronald Charles. That's where we end the DBS Morning News and Sports. Join us at 1:15 for another major package. Before that, we'll have a news preview at 11 o'clock. On behalf of the